Thank you for coming. I'm doing well. Thanks for coming.
And I think there's one solution. So I said something.
I know. Could you turn the TV off for me?
Good morning, when you here today with us. When you have bilateral relationship, there is a time to discuss their issues. Even when we have problems, we talk to you. That is going to engage you this morning in front of this audience. We will be very much pleased in order to hear from you. The good words coming from you, representing Nigeria. On the agenda, the welcome address.
Hearty hand of welcome to you. For you, the senior members of this ministry. Well, Ackmed Mansaray. He is a member of one of the agencies that are under this RM. I suppose that you know what this APRM does and what we do. And it's the flagship pro of the AU, and he is Professor Osman Gbla. He is the focal person. Present the pocket here, and he's Mr. Decker.
Good morning, man.
Good morning. And here, and I call this lady, he is one of our firefighters. Whenever there's trouble out there in the city, she's a liaison officer. Whenever we get new stuff, he's another man, in fact, just joined us from the United States of America.
And here, this beautiful lady.
To ensure that member states adopt, implement, and adhere to good governance practices. As you are very much aware, bad governance has been a major stumbling block to development in the African continent. And proudly, Nigeria is a key pioneer of this instrument, being the highest.
2008 by His Excellency the President and of course for him to help to enable Sierra Leoneans in the diaspora to contribute to national development. Our mandate includes capacity building, in which we source Sierra Leoneans who are in the diaspora and who are enabled and have the expertise to contribute to national development to come and contribute. And our second mandate involves securitizing our remittances. The third involves private sector development, wherein we can have Sierra Leoneans in the diaspora to contribute to the private sector development in Sierra Leone. Currently, we've just been approved in the phase 4 of the temporary return of qualified nationals by the Dutch government, in which we can enable our Sierra Leoneans in the diaspora to come and contribute, especially to the health and agricultural sector of this country. It's no doubt, Her Excellency, that Sierra Leone is in desperate need of experts and experienced workers from all over the world. And it is but key that our own Sierra Leonean brothers and sisters who are out there and have the necessary expertise and experience to come and contribute to our national development. With this, Her Excellency, I believe with our existing bilateral relations with the High Commissioner of Nigeria and the Nigerian as a key player in the region will help us to achieve this goal, and we will work together, and we look forward to working with you.
The High Commissioner to Sierra Leone, Deputy Minister of Political and Public Affairs, officials from the Nigerian Embassy in Sierra Leone, directors and staff, senior management staff of the Ministry of Political and Public Affairs. Ladies and gentlemen, I feel honored to host the Nigerian High Commissioner to Sierra Leone in the person of Gladys Modupeola, Quist-Adebiyi. I'm sorry if I pronounce your name wrongly, and a delegation. I appreciate the participation of all the dignitaries from the Nigerian Embassy in Sierra Leone. Your presence has made this new month and new week much more cheerful and graceful, as this is the very first time the ministry is hosting such a big delegation from the Nigerian High Commission. My ministry works with all missions in Sierra Leone, that is foreign and domestic. We also work with all government ministers, departments and agencies, all women's groups, civil society, as well as all traditional healers and paramount chiefs. In short, Madam Ambassador, the ministry is an ombudsman of all the ministries. The Federal Republic of Nigeria and Sierra Leone has a very good political and diplomatic relationship for over 4 decades. The two countries are linked by history, as we all know. Sierra Leone relies on significant amounts of foreign assistance from both bilateral and multilateral donors, especially during the Ebola crisis. The Federal Republic of Nigeria is among the largest bilateral donors. We all know the roles played by our Nigerian brothers and sisters during the Civil War and most recently during the Ebola crisis, and we are looking to revamp our relationship as we are working on the Ebola recovery plan. The Federal Republic of Nigeria, Madam Ambassador, and delegation and Sierra Leone share common values of freedom, democracy and human rights. The geographical distance between us shall never separate our friendship and cooperation. As mentioned above, the distance between us is not a barrier for us. Instead, it is the joint development area where we can work harder together to achieve more, where we can exploit the resources for survival and prosperity. Since I assumed the office as Minister of Political and Public Affairs about 2 months ago, I've been enjoying the warm hospitality and encouraging assistance from many good friends within the sub-region, and I can say with all seriousness that the visit of the Nigerian High Commissioner to Sierra Leone will be the starting point for further cooperation between the two sister countries. On behalf of my President, Dr. Ernest Bai Koroma, I want to thank you and your government for all the support over the years, especially during the Ebola virus disease outbreak. As the adage goes, a friend in need is a friend indeed. The Federal Republic of Nigeria and Sierra Leone have worked hand in hand and shoulder to shoulder to get through the most difficult time in the history of our countries. Our relations have never gone backward. Instead, it is moving towards the path of stronger bond of unity. I'm sure that after your visit, this friendship will even get firmer and stronger, and you will help create the political and public networking with our aligned ministries in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I have no doubts that the government of Sierra Leone will continue to work together with your government for the prosperity of the two great countries. We look forward for a better working relationship with you and your government, especially your government. Let me end by saying to the peace and prosperity of Sierra Leone and the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and to the long-standing relationship between the two countries, I thank you very much from the ground of my heart for taking time off your busy schedule to come pay me a visit this morning. Thank you very much.
For that brilliant thought.
With all the young minds here and all the exposed, all the different field, in their different fields here in this ministry, I think the Honorable Minister is really in for business, and with this team, I'm sure the sky is just going to be the beginning for this ministry, and indeed Sierra Leone at large. And I must say that the President, I would say, has made a good choice in appointing her and her team to this Ministry of Political Affairs Department, because I must be honest with you, since I came in, I never heard of the ministry. Yeah, that's the truth.
Thank you. Yes.
But without coming in, hit the ground running. I know she couldn't have done it alone. It's like she just hit the ground running. She's been all over the place. She's had meetings with the international arena. She's been everywhere. And I must say that I'm very proud of you, Madam Minister.
Thank you very much.
The Ministry of the Mission, Nigerian High Commission, Sierra Leone, and of course, Nigerian government will look forward to further collaboration with him, whichever way we can. And like you rightly said, during the last election, we were there, we were active, we were supportive, because whatever happens in Sierra Leone affects Nigeria. And that is why we don't have any other choice but to be side by side, shoulder to shoulder with Sierra Leone in place for national development. And I must say that I've watched you all over. You've talked on the issue of gender. You've been everywhere, and I'm very glad that you are sensitizing people, and you've taken up the challenge of the ministry and put it in perspective.
It's
as
a
it
real
should
challenge.
be. Yeah, it's a challenge, and I must say I commend your effort
Thank you.
for what you've been doing with your team. And what I just would like to put in is that I think we need to sensitize the youth of Africa. It's not only Sierra Leone. That their blood is not worth the ambition of anybody.
Exactly.
So they should they should value their lives and put it to useful endeavors, to be good citizens for their society, because positions are always changing hands from one person to the other, but they are the bedrock of our society and the future of Africa, and we cannot afford to play with them because we are handing over to them. So I would encourage Honourable Minister to sensitize our youths more, to be more productive citizens of our society, because it's time for Africa to wake up. And yes, we have challenges in Africa now. It cuts across countries. There's no country in the world that is not facing one challenge or the other, either economic, political, or whatever we play. But I want the youths of Africa to look at the opportunities that come from the challenges. We have people outside work, they're roaming the streets. This is the time for them to now look at this what seems like a challenge, to look for the opportunity to get something useful doing. They don't have to wait for government. No. Like I would say, for instance, in Nigeria, what we're trying to do is getting our people to farm. Because a nation that feeds itself is a nation that is bound for development. So that is what, because our ministry deals, it's across board. And that's why I want her to concentrate more, so I will get our people out of poverty. Because that is the whole essence of democracy and governance. To get our people out of poverty, and when they're out of poverty, then we can move on to development. So that is why I would want to appeal this morning to our youths to please get themselves gainfully employed. They don't need the government to do that for them. Government can assist, there's no doubt about it. But for you to farm, you don't need much to do that. So we need to encourage our youth. You can become entrepreneurs. They can employ people. We don't all have to look for white-collar jobs. It's time for us in Africa to wake up. I used to wake up, be self-sufficient. And then government comes in, and like the adage says that you should not look after what your government will do for you, but look after what you will do for your government. Yeah. And that's what brings me to the area of diaspora. Because the president is, of course, in line, because we have it too. We have the Department of Diaspora in Nigeria too, encouraging the bright brains that have left to come now. That this is a time for them to come together, roll up their sleeves with the rest of us in the country and develop our countries, because we all don't have any other country but what we have, and we've got to make the best out of this country.
Exactly.
And as the Honourable Minister has spoken, the Nigeria is always ready, and we're ready to be shoulder to shoulder with the Sierra Leone government, and of course the Ministry of Political and Public Affairs, to support, collaborate, and to make sure that she delivers on the mandates.
Thank you.
On the mandates given to her. I want to thank the director of APRM, who's just gone out. Yes. It's very good, Nigeria, that for Africa itself, we are reviewing ourselves. We're not waiting for people to tell us from outside what we need to do. It shows that we've come of age. Our leaders have come together. They've decided that they are going to sit down and get things doing. They are going to organize themselves and go in the right path. And that is why we have the African peer review mechanisms, which is working. And I want to thank the president for having an office here that is in charge of it. That shows the importance is given to the APRM. So, Madam, I'm so delighted to be here this morning. Thank you for coming. To pay you a courtesy call, to encourage you, and to tell you that we're all watching what you're doing, and honestly, we're also pleased with the light you're taking the ministry with the ministry too, And more so at a time where we are all going for another election, we need a dynamic ministry to be able to look at all sides of issues, to be able to make sure that we have a peaceful election.
Yeah.
We have a peaceful election, and that leads to development. I want to thank you very much for the reception. I'm very happy for the reception you're giving me and my team. And I want to assure you that I'm just a phone call away.
I know that.
And I'm assuring you that Nigeria will continue
Thank you.
to support Sierra Leone in every way we can. Yes, every country now has its own issues, like I said, but there are always opportunities and challenges, and that is what we all need to look at. We don't need to, sit down, cast our heads down, but we need to brace up. This is the time for us to pull off our sleeves and show what stuff we are made of in Africa. I thank you very much.
Thank you. Of course. My reason of standing up, Your Excellency.
He's my adopted brother.
I know.
The President of Nigeria is in this building today.
He's in my office.
It's in his office.
Yes.
It's a pleasure, and it's my responsibility to stand up to speak to the President of Nigeria and nobody else. You are seated there. I think the yet unborn children, my child, my daughter, I'll have to show them this photo that you were here on this day, time. The date and time is very, very important. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being here, and thank you everybody here. I think I'm more closer to Nigeria. My name, Femi, symbolizes love. So I think if everybody, at times they say, your name Femi, where do you have this Nigerian name? I'm not in Nigeria, I'm in Sierra Leone. Because I think we have common goals with
You
Nigerians.
do have common goals, yeah.
I think Your Excellency, you're coming here. We ring a bell to other excellencies that are here. I want to say thank you together with everybody that's been here. And